All right. We are live. I've never done this before. Welcome to my very first ever Instagram live unboxing. This is wild. I don't like being on my phone like this because it completely screws up your proportions. Anyway, hi Steve. Hi Jake. Jake, how are you, brother? So I posted on Facebook Marketplace today a bunch of figures that I was selling, and just some random Power of the Force, a couple of vintage collection, and if you've been following me over the last 6 months, and since I launched MikeTarkin.com a little while ago, one of the things I've been doing since the Sandcrawler podcast ended is really going over and rethinking about what I love about action figures, what I don't like about Star Wars action figures. And the one conclusion I keep coming back to, well, there's two conclusions. They're freaking expensive, so I don't know what that means down the road, apart from me buying less just because, it's getting expensive. I'm just going to see if I can't get the camera up a little higher here. I'm buying less. Not a horrible thing, except it's what I've been doing for the past, 20 plus years. And all of a sudden, sort of come to the realization that, I can't buy like I used to buy. I still love the toys. I still love, playing in my Star Wars room. So we adjust to how things are going that way. So as long as I've been a collector, I've had a smallish carded collection relative to my open figure. So if I've got, I don't even know, over 1,000 figures, maybe even more loose on display, about a year ago, I think I had about 185 to 200 carded figures. And it was anything from, a box of Power of the Force 2 carded figures, and my love for that line from the 90s. And just a couple things I would do is I had Power of the Force when the vintage collection first hit in the 2000s there, 2011ish, 2010. I wanted to get the original 21 on the vintage card, and here we are, 10 plus years later of that line, and we still don't have the original 21. It's like, you know what? I'm not waiting. The other big problem is I'm seeing comments here, and I'm going to get to them. This is really new to me. So the other problem I'm having right now, here is a quick look at my Star Wars room. And at some point, we're going to get pictures up on the MikeTarkin.com website. So the big problem I have as we come to the closet in the Star Wars room, which I'm going to get killed for showing on the internet, I'm running out of room. I'm really running out of room. And what always happens when I find myself running out of space is the first thing, it's like, you know what? I got too many carded figures. And I know people love the look of carded figures on display on your walls. They like that look of a toy store. I've never liked it. I like the card art, and then that's it. And I would go through these phases where, I used to have, let's see if I can do this right now. So that corner back there, see those two Rebel pilot helmets? That is the Rebel pilot sort of corner. And where those two pictures are, that's my thumb. Those two pictures are, I used to have a whole, two rows of Rogue One carded figures because of my love for Rogue One. And I start looking at it, it looks crowded. Just get rid of them. So I pulled them all down. And in most cases, I would open. So anyway, brings us to tonight, and for probably the third time since last summer, I go into my Staples office boxes and comb through the carded collection. What can I get rid of what can stay out of that box, and that means two things: throw them up on Facebook Marketplace or Kijiji, as we have up here in Canada. Try to make a few bucks off of them, or what I'm doing right now, which is what I usually do, is open them. I like my figures open, so that's what we're gonna do. Like I said, I've never done this before, so I'm just gonna go through the comments. Jake says, Jake Stevens from Forlam Tazaka, what the hell is going on here? I'm opening some toys, Jake. That's what I'm going to do. Hello to KOV Podcast. Hello, Nadja. I counted at one point, one of the Sandcrawler podcasts, I actually had it written down, how many on display and how many carded figures I had. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was during lockdown when I had nothing else to do. Star Wars Basement Time. Dave Franze, welcome, buddy. Glad to have you here. If you're on other social medias, please share, and we'll see if we can get some more people on here. Okay, where shall we start? So, a couple of opened ones already. I started opening, and I'm like, you know what? I should probably let some people in on it. So, I opened up the Paplu vintage collection figure from like a year ago. Can't have too many Ewoks. The great thing about the Ewoks, of course, as well, the accessories, is if you take off. Oh, that would be the head. Anyway, I'm sure we can get the hood off, and there you go. You got a different kind of Ewok. Can't have too many of them. I have a display down on the one of the shelves there, and it's basically a tipped over ATST, and the Stormtroopers are losing big time to the Ewoks. So let's see what else. I had the Empire Strikes Back carded vintage collection C-3PO. I have a big love for R2 and 3PO, and it was funny, I thought, and I should have checked before I opened it, but doesn't matter. Didn't want them carded anymore. I thought you could take all the arms and legs off of it. Turns out on the TVC one, you can only take off the lower leg. So you can do the Empire Strikes Back. Yes, I'm standing here in pieces. You're having delusions of grandeur. So I thought take the limbs off and put them in a bag to put on Chewie's back on my Carbon Freeze playset, but turns out you can't really do that. But I may end up painting it. Looking around the room, I realized I don't have a lot of different protocol droids. I've got the white one from Empire Strikes Back, TC14, yeah, from Phantom Menace, and not too many others. So maybe I'll do something to that, paint it up or something. Add them to the custom pile here. Speaking of which, I don't think I ever posted this. I saw Gabe from Blast Point's podcast had done this. He took a Power of the Force 2 Boba Fett when Book of Boba Fett came out, and using markers turned it into a pretty good sort of ultra modern Book of Boba Fett figure. I haven't quite finished it yet, but that's kind of fun. That's all magic marker. I still got some work to do on that one, but got some other junk in here. What else have I got here? Oh, this was my attempt at stripping the paint off of, I think this is like Obi-Wan's astromech, maybe. It was an attempt to strip the paint off so I can maybe try to do General Merrick's droid. And you can see how that's going. It looks pretty pathetic, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with it. Let's see. We got Paplu. All right. So anyway, let's get to what we were getting to. Other one I opened. So one of the other things I want to do with carded figures is I wanted to have one of each, sort of new line. So as you go from 30th anniversary to Clone Wars to Vintage Collection, Rebels, Resistance, one sort of sample from each. And the problem with that, they were figures I was never going to open. And they just felt like placeholders. That makes sense. And like I said, with the cost of figures up here in Canada right now, 3.75 action figures, they go from $17.99 to $21 plus tax up here in Ontario. That's an extra 13% on top of that. So I can't afford to be buying carded and loose. So anyway, this is I think Kaz, is that his name, from Resistance. Opened him up. Can't have too many pilots, 5 POA or not. So that's Kaz. I barely know anything about that Never finished the show. I should probably do that. All right, let's see what else. Partial openings here. It's on posted yesterday. My daughter had gone to Walmart up here, and there was like they had a huge retro wave, and they had episode 1 Anakin, Mace Windu, and the Attack of the Clones Obi-Wan Kenobi, which sort of opened another. This was kind of neat. So long story. A friend of mine, Rob. Hi, Rob. I don't know if you're watching it or not. He had picked up a spare Mace Windu from the vintage collection, and originally I said, "Nah, I got plenty of prequel Jedi. I got in our house mainly. My son was born in 1998, so for the longest time, the collecting up here and the focus was Clone Wars because of his age, and it was funny because I keep a spreadsheet on Excel, which is I've been doing. I don't even know how long I've been doing it for. And as complete as it looks, every so often I run into a giant hole that I forgot to count. And basically, Obi-Wan, Mace Windu, Assorted Jedi, never made it onto the spreadsheet because I'm like, I gotta have a more modern version of like Obi-Wan. It's like, nope. Turns out I haven't bought a prequel era Obi-Wan figure since mid to late 2000s. So between my daughter scoping this one out at Walmart and then my friend Rob saying, "Hey, do you want Mace Windu?" I'm like, you know what? I have time to start updating because main characters, if I want to start taking some really, really good pictures with these characters, you got to go with what's most modern. So there is, right, Attack of the Clones, Vintage Collection, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Looks pretty good. Hair looks great. We'll see what happens this week, right? When we'll get to watch the Kenobi show. Hey, happy Victoria Day, fellow Canadians. Monday is Victoria Day. In the States, Patriots Day, yes, I believe. Anybody know? Where were we here in my... Look at all the people. Mike Godet, how are you? Holy smokes. Hello, Eddie. Thank you, Eddie, for being with Shelby when you guys spotted him. This was cool. I don't remember this accessory ever. It's the little communicator from... I think from Phantom Menace. I don't remember it in Attack of the Clones, but it came with a little communicator, which I thought was cool. Obi-Wan's got the soft goods cloak. I like them. Looking forward to taking some prequel era pictures at some point. What else? An excellent figure for customs. In fact, I want to put together a Yavin ceremony Luke Skywalker minus the yellow jacket, which there's a couple of really awesome promo pictures of Mark Hamill like that. So, and a good start for that is the Solo figure, which, by the way, I completely disagree. What was said supposedly by Kathleen Kennedy, where they made a mistake by recasting the actors. It's like, Solo was an excellent Star Wars movie. That and Rogue One, I flipped between number 1 and number 2. So enough of that. Give us more movies. And someone tell Ewan McGregor he's not wanted, apparently, right? So there's the figure. Or the card. I love this figure. Let's blast it out of here. The man, the legend, when he was a kid. It's a good figure. Looks really good. Looks really good on display. Actually, this is where I keep the one that I have. Han and Lando. Yes. Excellent movie. Excellent figure. Great thing about this, you can do a quick head swap and you get like basically a random character, random officer, random dude on the street. So it's a good candidate for customs. And let's get rid of that. Next up. Yeah, Solo was awesome. Absolutely awesome. Alton, how are you, my friend? Joining us live from the state of Michigan. Let's see. Told you. Yeah. Next up from... Oh, actually, this is from, oddly enough, from the Solo Force Link line, which, you know, excellent sculpts, but, you know, the articulation wasn't there for a lot of them. This one I literally picked up. And this is a case of when I buy a carded figure to have a sample. So this is my carded sample from the Solo A Star Wars Story line. I thought, I have a Maz Kanata figure. This one, right, it's the same figure except comes with her jetpack. So a perfect candidate, because why would I ever open it? But now that I've abandoned my one of each line, I'll put it somewhere. I'll put her on the Rebel base. Maz is cool. We'll put her somewhere. So I've never actually seen this one. This one's new to me. The jetpack is new to me anyway. Big old blaster. And she's trying to bust the Unions. Come on, Maz. What are you doing? I don't know how to get on an iPhone. How do you get these focused better? Great looking sculpt. Ah, there's the jetpack. Doo-doo. And it's got to come off. Oh, that doesn't come off. Cool. Well, there you go. There's a second version. I think that, if I'm not mistaken, that's the goggles are different from the one on the original figure. These seem to be clearer, and you can actually move them out of the way a little bit. So maybe what I'll do with this one is I'll have to see. Maybe I'll take the goggles right off, and then I'll have one where she's goggle-less. So her blaster. Yeah, Dave, those 5 POAs, man. Yeah, the Solo, I got 5 or 6 of them at one of the grocery stores up here for 99 cents each. Shout out to Ryan Holman for letting me know about that. So there's Maz. Doing a Rocketeer thing. All right. Let's see. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here. Like, I guess you just open figures, right? Ooh, let's go. Well, let's keep the sequel love rolling. Dave, you're talking about discount stores. I got this at Dollarama up here in Canada. I swore I'd never open this. Right? This is the yak face for the new generation, right? No, not gonna happen. Constable Zuvio. Never had one open. I was offended that he wasn't in the movie at all. And I thought, I'm not putting him on display, but when he takes up that kind of room in a box, you change your mind after a while. Idealistic Crusader. How are you liking the retro collection? I think the retro collection is a great idea. I think a lot of them are cool, but personally, I'd like to see them stick to the OT and give us characters we didn't have. Like the Tarkin figure, which for obvious reasons I thought was genius. And of course I have one of those carded and loose. And the other one I got, the other Snowspeeder Luke. Like the figures that you thought we should have gotten back in the day, I think I'd like to see more of that from the retro collection. But I can also see where people, if you're not into the modern look of figures, then when they put out like the characters from Mandalorian in the retro line, it's, you know, it sort of feeds the wants of those kinds of people. But retro collection for me, I mean, like I said, I think it's a great looking line, but I'm sticking to articulated, super articulated. And yeah, so I posted that picture in my Instagram last night from that shot in Walmart, and it was the basically the new Mando wave of retro. You can definitely see the attraction to them. Like they've done an excellent job of making those sculpts look like they came from back in the Kenner days. So I can't knock them. I just due to focuses and, you know, the way things go, I'm pretty much staying away from them. So I've also picked up, because some of them went, right, you could get them at a pretty good discount depending where you get them at. So I've replaced Kenner accessories. My vintage Princess Leia that I had as a kid now has a pistol and a cape, Lando, things like that. So, I think they're cool. Yeah, Dave, I saw that Ahsoka. It looks really cool. It really does. Let's get Zuvio open here. So I got no problem opening them now because I think I've got 3 different cantinas on display. Stop making noise here. Got the original OT cantina. I've got a sort of Maz's Castle cantina-ish sort of theme where it's sort of the newer figures and that. And then I want to have the cantina where Han and Lando play cards the first time there. So I've got room for Zuvio, at least in a cantina, if nothing else. So here's the man. Here's the legend. With all those ridiculous... Remember those Force Awakens... The insane accessories, which make excellent Greeblies. Again, couldn't stand them when they came out, but I've done so much with them after the fact, painting them up and everything else. So there's Zuvio. I'm going to leave that junk in there because I'm not even sure what you do with it. Like, that's the thing, man. That's been the hard... Like, I like super articulated figures. I like to be able to do things with them. At the very least, I just want the figure to be able to bend its arm to look like it's doing something. But there's no denying, man, that Force Link line, the original sort of sequel 5 POA figures, just beautiful sculpts. Even this chump, right? Look at that. So they did a great job with him. So I will find a home for him. No problemo. Let's see. Hey, speaking of Kenobi. Episode 2, Kenobi. That's the one that came with the the droid that drops off the centipedes there in Padme's apartment. So he's got magnet hand. So he's hanging on my lamp. What you doing, Obi-Wan? Hanging around. That's right. Zuvio and accessories. All right. Let's take a oh, good grief. I've got 3. I got like 6. All right, let's keep going. Another one, I think this just got an announcement for re-release, right? Vintage Collection VC45. What do they call that? First gen, whatever they call them, the clone troopers. The originals, except no substitute. So, open that bad boy up. If you can stop me quick enough, maybe I would sell it, but not likely. Weapons, rifle, and a regular blaster. You should see the pile of cards and plastic under here right now. So here he is. Oh, removable helmet. Clone Trooper, Phase 1. That's the word I'm looking for. Removable helmet. That face looks familiar. Nicely articulated. Ankles move. Yeah, rocker ankles, I believe. Looks like it is. Cool. Vintage Collection, Attack the Clones. Clone Trooper. All right. Ooh, this is another... Wait, let's go to this. Quick and easy. This one I would love to see in the Vintage Collection. We got a cool, more modern version of it, which I have playing one of the Cantina Band members' instruments. So it's the guy that hails the cabs in the first episode of The Mandalorian. That's what I'm using it for. But here you go, the legend. Power of the Force. Garindin, long snoot. And I don't care what happened to Kenobi, or I don't care what happened to Darth Maul. When he faced off with Kenobi, I'm telling you right now, that's Darth Maul. That, trust me, it's coming out. Good old Power of the Force, man. Look at that. Purchased at Sears in Chatham, Ontario. The downtown mall where I used to work, $7. Can't beat that. Oh, let's look at the card for a little bit, shall we? Little index cards. Look at that card. Look at how much fun that is. Instead of multiple languages and warnings and all that. Oh, would you like to join the Star Wars fan club? I bet you would. So, some awesome stuff. What is that? Alton, is that true, buddy? His look is inspired by the outfits doctors wore during the plague. Well, that's awesome. Great figure. Great figure. With his sculpted in communicator, right? Great figure. Awesome. Garindin long snoot. Whoops. That's a blaster. Look at that. Power of the Force era blaster. Maz Kanata's blaster. Come on. Super deluxe. How long have we been doing this for now? Like an hour or something? Right on. Yeah, cool. That's cool. Low power mode. Well done, dummy. All right, let's see how we can get through this. Hello, Andrew. Hello, Fatmatic. Cool. Some old names that I recognize here. All right. One of my absolute favorite figures ever. Kept it on the card since it came out because of literally one of my favorite characters. So you may call him Mosep Benid, right? Cantina, alien. You can see him as Han's walking out of the cantina. To me, he'll always be Jabba the Hutt from the Marvel Comics. So I have one of these. Let's see if we can do this. So I have a sort of special Marvel Comics shelf because I love those so much. And can we flip the camera around? Ooh, look at that. Okay. So there's my Jabba the Hutt, as we call him. And we've got the Marvel adaptions and then a couple of customs to look like some of the characters. So, anyway. Always felt like I needed to keep him on the card just because of, it was a big deal. I couldn't believe we got it, but not anymore. I got him on the shelf there. The Marvel shelf is Jabba, so this version can go in the cantina proper. Another cool card. All right, that's the Black Series 3.75. Very cool looking card, I thought. Close-up look of the figure. Which I gotta think, that's just an Imperial officer costume, or a uniform you gotta think with a different paint job. But there he is. The legend. So I'll put him on display at some point. What else? So let's stick with Power of the Force for now. All right, I'm going to do a quick one here. Super quick. Red card, Power of the Force. Doo-doo. TIE Fighter pilot. Only reason... So I had a bunch of Power of the Force figures. Just, it's Power of the Force, man. You got to have them. Kept them on the card just to have them. There's some more awesome artwork. Seriously. How fun is that? And the only reason I'm opening them is I have TIE Fighters everywhere, hanging from the ceiling. And I should have turned all my lights on. And there's some TIE Fighters up in that cubby there above the TV. And all of my ships should have pilots in them, even the ones on the ceiling. So this gives me another TIE Fighter pilot. And I dropped his gun. Excellent sculpt. I know we complain, right? We say, the Power of the Force were just monster huge and all that. But sometimes it really, really worked. And I know I sound like a broken record. You've heard all this before. So TIE Fighter pilot, boom. I don't know if I want to make this too long or if I want to make sure my stupid phone doesn't run out. All right, so let's do another Power of the Force. These are great for customs. 2-1B Medical Droid. I've painted one to look like Saw Gerrera's Medical Droid, which is white with some gold striping. If you have the Rogue One Art of book or the character guide, whatever it was called, you can see a picture of it. I also painted one orange, like sort of safety vest orange. Excellent figure. I love this figure so much. Translucent body. The head actually is kind of translucent if you put light up to it. Can't really tell there, but can't have too many of these. They're like astromechs and protocol droids, right? You can paint them up, dirty them up, make them look something different, use them elsewhere. And then he comes with that weird looking scanner. Very Star Trek to me. But yeah, 2-1B from Power of the Force. All right, we got two more vintage collection. I think we'll probably put an end to this. Rogue One, one of my favorite characters ever, Jyn Erso. I like to think that her and Cassian are actually my parents. Vintage collection. This is another excellent custom figure. There's a lot you can do with it. I'm going to leave that stuff in the package. There's her pistol, and the rifle is in two parts. You can actually put it together, take it apart, that kind of thing. I'm going to leave that in there for now. Figure itself is really great, really good likeness. And the cool thing is the vest comes off, and, you know, obviously you can do a head swap. So you can pretty much use this as another female character, right? Or use the vest somewhere else. But I think I've got 2 or 3. I have a General Leia. Which head is it? The one where she's in the blue dress, I think. And I popped it on this. And you get just kind of a cooler looking version of Leia. But I just love Rogue One, man. It's consistently my favorite Star Wars movie. It's just got everything I love, which is the Rebels. So I'm so excited for Andor coming up. Even more so than Kenobi. So Jyn Erso. And last but not least, keep looking at this figure. And I have to find a picture of me in high school and see if y'all would agree with me if I were to post it. I don't look like Hayden Christensen, but in the 80s, I swear to you, I look like Anakin Skywalker action figures with that hair. You wouldn't know it now, but anyway, this is Vintage Collection Revenge of the Sith, Anakin Skywalker, which was famously re-released with the name Darth Vader instead of Anakin Skywalker, right? Because once he joins the Sith, he's no longer Anakin, even though Obi-Wan still calls him that and Padme calls him that. So I kept this one. I kept this one because of that. It's like, oh, look, it must be rare. And maybe it's worth a few bucks, but same as I was saying about Mace Windu and about Obi-Wan, I need a more modern prequel Anakin Skywalker. All of mine are trapped in 2005. So, free Boba Fett sticker for the Vintage Collection, the original retro figure, right? For Boba Fett. And a lot of these figures that I would like, so I don't have this out of the box until this one I'm looking at right now. And I would hit up all the big websites, right? Bantha Skull, Jedi Temple, Archives, Galactic Figures, and read reviews to see, is this going to be worth opening? And if not, should I maybe sell it instead of open it? And this one was definitely, it's like, no, it's a good figure. Go ahead and open it. So, Vintage Collection Anakin Skywalker. You can't see it on camera here, but he's actually got red eyes or yellow eyes. So he is all Sithed out. This is a great looking figure. Cape's nice. Let's take a look at that. Look at the hair. Look at that. That looks great. I can't wait to start playing with this thing. I'm going to take the cape off. Yeehaw! There you go. Coming soon to Disney Plus, but in black armor. Anakin Skywalker. So, all right. That's all I got for tonight. What was that? 10, 12 figures? I don't even know. Any questions before my phone dies? I don't know. I got lots to do in the Star Wars room, trying to find time. Every time I come down here, I do something, and then I make a mess. And the next time I come down here, I only have time to clean up the mess. So I'd really like to come down here and play. And hopefully I get to do that soon, especially with all the new figures I've opened up. Some of these are going to the custom, or the custom fodder drawer. Some of them are going into into fighters. Some of them are going on display. So I don't know. That's my first Instagram, live Instagram. I don't know if you like it. Please let me know. Mike, how do you get your wife to? Dude, I don't know. I always would ask her, "You gonna open her?" And she'd be like, "Not right now." Mike's talking about our old friend Aaron from work. Hi guys. You know what, Mike? When you start running out of room in that room, tell her, you know what? You can display more toys out of the package than in the package. That's what I do. So that's what I would recommend. Shout out to that kid, 1975. Brandon, welcome. I think we're caught up on the comments. So I guess Instagram keeps this up. So hopefully you'll see it later on. We'll see how this goes. Maybe I'll do another one. I'm good for opening for now. I really went through things and down to like 1 1/3 office boxes of carded figures in the box, and I have carded figures sort of all around the room. But little by little, paring them down. They let them breathe, right, as they say. So that's what I've done. Oh, hey, Brandon, while I got you, tell you what, I got more figures, folks. So some customs. I'm waiting. We've had all kinds of rain here in town, and I'm waiting for the sidewalk to stay wet enough so I can take some toys out and take some sort of atmospheric looking pictures. The latest members of the Rebel Alliance. These are all customs. Head swaps. Nobody was harmed except for one. Poe Dameron body. And I think that's like a senator, right, from the prequels. So there's a pilot. Oh, she looks familiar. Who's that? I was reading a bunch of the Star Wars comics and just seeing Leia flying an X-Wing was just super cool. So I thought, yep, quick little custom head swap. Did that. Director Krennic makes a great older looking pilot. And can we please get Director Krennic in the Vintage Collection, please? There's pilot number 3. Afro King. Eddie, what's your full thing here? Afro King. Scrolling. Afro King Eddie, sorry. So Eddie gave me a bunch of, been giving me a ton of Greeblies and stuff the past year for building dioramas and that. It's a lot of G.I. Joe stuff, and it's just been fantastic. He's also been giving me figures that he's been unloading, and I don't know how I feel about crossing the streams all the time, but this is a G.I. Joe head on an X-Wing body, and that's plumber's tape, which, look, it's a scarf, all right? It's plumber's tape, but let's call it a scarf. So I know nothing about G.I. Joe, absolutely nothing. So this is that guy on an X-Wing body. Looks pretty cool. Makes the ranks a little more diversified. That Andrew Ward. Andrew, how is the Antok Merrick figure? He's awesome. He looks great. Just lacking in articulation because he's a Force Leg figure. But if they gave us, I'm stealing this from somebody. Is it Bantha Skull? Maybe, I think. But if we got oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking about Krennic. You're talking about Antok Merrick. Antok Merrick figure. Let me grab it. 1 second. Where'd he go? Here he is. Horrible face paint app notwithstanding, they kind of missed a bit. Beautiful figure, beautiful sculpt. So great to get someone from Blue Team, right? Blue Squad. If I'm ever brave enough, I have plans to paint some of my X-Wing pilots this color. But he's a beaut. He's so cool looking. There's his helmet. And I tell you, man, that's one of the things about Rogue One was we saw X-Wings and Y-Wings like we'd never seen them before. And the fact that one of the coolest pilots leads Blue Squadron, which is a nod to the original novelization, and then in the Marvel comics where instead of Red Squadron, right? So right, Luke is Red 5. It was going to be Blue Squadron, and that was a problem because blue paint on the X-Wings was going to screw up with the blue screen effect. So Merrick, there he is. Again, another legend. Fantastic. Dude, open it. Brandon, open it, or I will call you out right here because you're a coward. I would open it. Okay, so this is the only one I harmed. So this is a Kenner Greedo, and did I see Brandon? Let's see. Oh, no, sorry. There was a Brandon Beekman I thought I saw in here. Brandon, if you're on here, hi. So from my childhood in the 70s, I have a random Greedo head from the Kenner line that the body disappeared. We don't know why. We've stopped asking questions. And I don't know how we managed to keep stuff, but we kept it. So I recently came into owning a Dremel and started messing around with it. So with a bit of scarf... I don't even know where the scarf is from. It's maybe one of the Desert Return of the Jedi figures. We now have a Rodian X-Wing pilot. Which I think's pretty good. I think that looks all right. And you cover up any mistakes with the little cravat there. I like it. So I want to take this whole group here. I want to take them outside and get some pictures. A couple other quick ones here, and then we will hang up. Poe Dameron and Finn, FN 2187. Their action figures make great custom fodder as well. A couple of Resistance officers with familiar head sculpts. Han Solo, Chirrut Îmwe. Nice way to sort of just expand the ranks, give it some variety. And I mentioned the Jyn Erso. What a great custom candidate was. So there's Jyn. And we have a Resistance officer, Rebel officer. To me, they're all the same, with a Kira head from the Solo line, with the base being the Jyn Erso figure. So super easy, except for that Greedo. All these are just simple head swaps. The figures were harmed in the making of it, and it's just a lot of fun. So I think that's it for tonight. I think my phone's telling me it's about to die. So thanks for joining in. You can follow me here. I'm also on Twitter. I'm Mike Tarkin. You can find me on Facebook as well. Started a new website a couple of months ago, MikeTarkin.com, Star Wars in My Corner of the Galaxy, featuring news, reviews of new figures, at some point reports on my Star Wars room and things like that. And just wanted to say thanks for joining me. Happy Victoria Day, Canada.